Hi, my name is Abigail Johnson. I am the owner of Johnson Behavioral Health Group, and I am a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner. So I'm going to jump right into it. I am going to talk about bipolar and the common misconceptions of bipolar. The biggest thing is you're angry, she's angry, he's hot, he's cold, he's happy, he's sad. They're bipolar. Sadly, they're emotional. You can do that with depression, but it could be a symptom of bipolar, obviously. But the grand scheme of things, bipolar is simple one thing. It is a dopamine imbalance in the brain. The body doesn't regulate it like it should. And in turn, we have to use medication. If we don't, it leads to a long life of just instability, highs and lows, self-destructive behaviors, addiction and whatnot. So the biggest misconception is just the anger, and the biggest conception, the truth to this is it's so easy to treat, y'all. But it's important to have the right and thorough, proper evaluation. So if you know a loved one that might be struggling with this, y'all, get them in to see someone in psychiatry. Get them into a mental health clinic where they can see a psychiatrist or a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, and we can do a thorough evaluation. It's called a psychiatric evaluation. And what we'll do is we can do genetic testing. We can do our psych evaluation. We can run our labs and really come and form a conclusion of what's going on. Because unfortunately, we see it misdiagnosed all the time. This isn't something that primary care really would need to manage because they have so many things to manage. And we just manage one thing, and that is the mood and the brain. And so that's what we do day in and day out. So bipolar is very easy to treat. It just has to be diagnosed properly so we know what we're treating. But the biggest thing you can do for a loved one is getting them in to see someone in psychiatry if you are having any kind of concerns. And then we can get them to the right resources like therapy and books and all the things. Next, I want to talk about borderline personality disorder. As bipolar is a mood disorder, we treat that with medication. Borderline personality disorder is not a it's not a mood disorder. It's actually a behavioral personality disorder, and we treat it completely different. We treat borderline personality disorder with therapy. A lot of time people think with borderline personality disorder that, oh, they're just crazy and they're unstable. But the reality is that a lot of times people that have borderline have been through a trauma of some sort. Emotional neglect even can cause, like there's needs that weren't met as a child, abuse, physical, sexual, emotional that happened that has caused them not to trust in relationships. So it leads to vitality in relationships, a lot hot and cold, a lot of emotional dysregulation, a lot of fighting, a lot of impulsivity. And the biggest thing with borderline is that they use a lot of manipulation in relationships, and it can be very toxic in relationships. So if you know someone, or if you feel like you might be experiencing that in your relationship, counseling is the way that we always go with borderline. Obviously, someone needs to be aware to be able to be willing to work through it. And so DBT, the dialectical behavioral therapy, is what we recommend for borderline personality disorder. It's we recommend books like I Hate You, Don't Leave Me. There's plenty of ways that we can help someone with borderline personality disorder. And so there is hope. And if you remember nothing else, I want you to remember this one thing. If you are feeling overwhelmed, if you are feeling stressed, if you are feeling just frustrated with life, please know that is not a forever feeling, y'all. It is not a forever feeling. But if you are getting to that point where you feel like this is a forever feeling, like you just can't take it, like the emotional dysregulation is starting to weigh on you, it's affecting your job, your relationship with your kids, your relationship with your family. If you start feeling that, please reach out to someone like myself, someone that's a psychiatrist or a psych NP, because there's not one person that I have not been able to treat. There's not one person that I have not been able to see rehabilitated. There's not one person that I have not been able to see full healing from anything that they've came to see me for. I know there could be shame that you're feeling. I know it could be some just like, this is never going to get better, but I promise you, Sometimes it's just getting into the right person in the right clinic. And so I just want you to know and be encouraged today that there's people out there that want to help you, that are willing to help you. And that's what we are here for. And so please reach out to any of us that that you have seen today on this if you have questions or anything.